Hello. I am back in my room after my stem cell treatment today at Dream Body Clinic, wearing this amazing shirt, Whoever Smiles First Wins, by my beautiful friend Carlin. Hey, Carlin. Wow. So as I mentioned in my previous video, I came to Bucerias, Mexico, just north of Puerto Vallarta, to have stem cell treatments done on my left knee and my right shoulder. My left knee, I've had 4 surgeries, including 2 ACL reconstructions and meniscus repair and meniscus removal. I've never had surgery on my shoulder, but I did have an injury many years ago that has caused instability in the shoulder, and I came to know in my MRI here that one of the tendons one of the tendons in my rotator cuff is damaged, very thin, and it likely would have torn very soon if I continued to be active and just using my right arm. So I had 2 orthopedic doctors over the last year who told me I needed surgery to alleviate the pain. One told me that my labrum had been torn and had healed back in an incorrect position, so that was why I had instability and pain. The other one told me I had a previous rotator cuff tear, and he could see in the bones where the bones had hit each other when I had the fall. In the MRI, I came to know that my labrum was perfectly fine, and there were no tears in the rotator cuff. So maybe if there had been a previous minor tear, it had healed, but the tendon was still damaged, or maybe it didn't heal all the way, but no signs of a labrum tear. So I'm glad I opted to not have surgery on the shoulder, despite 2 different opinions that told me to the contrary. So what I received today was 50 million stem cells in my right shoulder, along with PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma, with that they used my own blood for. And I had 50 million stem cells in my left knee with no PRP. It was explained to me that they didn't suggest the PRP in the knee because it would be too much liquid, which could increase swelling, and that it wasn't necessarily needed. The stem cells that they used were harvested yesterday. They're live stem cells from donated placenta and umbilical cords. The clinic provided me a certificate that showed 99 point something viability of the cells. I have the paperwork. They gave me all the paperwork on the cells. The cells were tested for multiple things like hepatitis, cancer. They were screened intensively to ensure there were no issues with the stem cells that I was receiving. And they were tested by 2 different labs just as a double check. And I have paperwork that shows all of that was completed. There is a government agency in Mexico that is equivalent to the FDA in the US, and everything that I received was certified and in compliance with that government agency here in Mexico. The procedure was very quick. The doctor, she first felt around in the area and used a ultrasound device to look and determine exactly where to put the injections. And again, like I mentioned in my previous video, the clinic is extremely clean, very sanitary. They had everything laid out on the table next to me. They showed me the vials with the stem cells. They showed me the vial with my PRP. Each syringe was packaged. Everything was just as sterile, if not more so, than what I've received in the US previously through different injections that I've gotten in both joints in the US. She even changed gloves, like she did the shoulder injection, removed those gloves, moved over to my knee, put on a brand new pair of gloves that her assistant opened for her and she put on her hands. It's extremely sterile and clean. She told me step by step what she was doing as she was doing it, that she was using the ultrasound, that she was finding the space. She told me when she was putting in the injection, told me that there would be pressure. Like, she was just communicating with me through the entire process. I didn't feel much of anything in my shoulder, no pain. I could feel the injection going in my body, the pressure from the stem cells being injected, but it wasn't painful. My knee, on the other hand, I've had, like I said, multiple surgeries, so there's a lot of scar tissue in my knee at this time. So it took her a little longer to get all of the stem cells injected into the knee, and there was a lot more pressure, and I did feel pain as it was going in, and then it intensified after she was done, actually, which wasn't a surprise to me because every injection I've received in my knee has been extremely painful because of the scar tissue. So I had already anticipated that. But I would say it was less painful than what I've experienced with the injections I've had previously. Like, I've had gel injections. Like I mentioned before, I've had my own stem cells from my bone marrow injected in my knee. All of those were more painful than what I received today. So the whole process took less than 30 minutes for both joints. They gave me medication. They had it filled and ready for me when I got there, so I didn't have to go to a pharmacy after. They provided me with tramadol for pain. And then there is I believe it's a steroid. There's another prescription that they filled and gave to me that is only for emergency situations. She said if I have extreme swelling that I can't get to go away with ice and elevation, that I'm to call them and tell them what's happening, and they will instruct me whether or not I should take that additional medication or not. But she had told me about the 2 medications yesterday in my consultation, and I assumed I would have to go pick those up today, but they had them filled and ready for me, along with the rest of my paperwork when I arrived today. So again, just complete care from A to Z from Dream Body Clinic. I have my aftercare instructions. It was very thoroughly reviewed with me. I had ample time to ask more questions with the doctor today. I'm very, very happy with what I've received so far, and I'm extremely confident that these treatments will help me. And I know too that a lot of our healing that we experience in this life is because of our belief and our mindset around our situation. And I've been extremely hopeful for this procedure, and I knew the moment I found this option as a treatment for me that it would work. and that it's what I needed. And I know deep down inside of me that this is my best way forward, that I will get relief, that I will get mobility back, that I will be without pain. I will be able to be active and not have to wear a knee brace for the rest of my life, and that my body will and is repairing itself. I'll continue to give updates. I was told I may start to see positive results as early as 2 to 4 weeks, but generally 3 months is when you really start to see peak improvement, and improvement can continue up to 6 to 8 months. So I'll continue to make videos and update you on how I'm feeling and how it's going. As for today, I'm following doctor's orders, even though I'm in beautiful Mexico, a block from the beach. I'm going to sit here in this room today and enjoy this beautiful view from my room, watch some funny stuff on TV, and read some books and write and talk to my friends and family back home, and just have a nice, easy, relaxing day. And I fly back to Florida tomorrow. So I'll see you next time.